Hey my scrappy friends, thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. This page is for Cut to You. Now I've kind of jumped ahead a little bit here because normally I have way less trouble than this just putting stuff together and things working for me, but for some reason this page just wasn't doing that for me. So I've done a couple of things already before I started recording. I had originally just cut this happy birthday cut file and I have backed that with the Coco Vanilla Studio Legendary collection. You can see over here is all my scraps. I've had like 4 or 6 different ideas for this page, and none of them I've been like, yes, that's my idea, but now I know what I'm doing. I'm happy with what I've come up with as an idea. Like I said, normally it is not this difficult for me, but yes, so this has been cut on texture white cardstock and I've just backed it, you can see there, mostly with one piece of pattern paper, and I did the candle in the yellow and the orange just because I could. With all the way I had my stuff, I was like, what am I going to do? I need something else. So I ended up cutting this cut file. I think it's called Rockstar. On my Cameo. This is from also the Legendary collection. It is this pattern. It is Braveheart. On the back is this triangles, but I really liked the blue. So what I'm going to do is, you can see when I cut this from this, I also got my Cameo to do the border. Just a quick tip if you ever want to do that. Saves you having to do it. I'm going to trim this down and it's going to go on here. I am probably going to do mixed media. You can see I've already added some layers behind my photo. They're just tacked into place with this tape. While it is permanent, it is not permanent straight away. I will have enough time to take the layers off and distress the edges and stuff. And I think one of the things I really struggled with, I really wanted to get some wood grain onto this page. And I tried with a strip, and I've moved the strip, and I tried it here and I tried it there. I think what I'm going to end up doing is getting my Cameo to cut this big star, the internal piece, in a wood grain. Fingers crossed I have some from Legendary. If not, this one is from, yeah, it's from Legendary. I'm hoping that I have enough that I can cut this internal big star, which will look something like this. And I'm going to, I think, stick the cut file flat to the background, pop up my internal stars and kind of build something like this. I'm not really 100% sure, but here, the reason I've lined it up the way I have is obviously this is quite long, but with the eye there, and the join between the B and the I, if I have it right there over that edge there, you don't get any weird colours or shapes or anything peeking out. If I go down a little bit, you can see just in there, that little gap. I don't like that. If I go this way, I get these weird angles and stuff happening through here. So I'm going to stick it so it's sitting like that. So I've got to find another way of bringing this pop of bright yellow as well. I love this yellow. I think that we need someone in the scrappy industry to like yellow, like this bright, happy, sunshiny yellow. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to pop you on fast forward. If you have any questions, leave them below, but I will continue recording my process for you. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so here we go. So what am I doing? I am adding foam to the big star that I've cut here. Which I believe I do not make you watch all of because it is not interesting at all. But you can see I'm just cutting the pieces small enough and I'm going to back the whole thing. It's going to jump forward in a couple of seconds. I'm using my scraps for that as well. And then I realized, see that little triangle, it's off the screen now. And I'm just tracing it. I realized that I forgot to trace that bit on my wood grain cardstock, pattern paper. So I've gone back and hand cut that and popped that up on foam as well. Now I'm going to play with this again. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's not the right way. So I'm going to have to move it again. Don't worry, this happens a few times because I want to make sure I've got my placement right. With that title being as big as it is, I kind of didn't plan for my white cardstock to be cut down, so I have to kind of make a couple of adjustments here, which is totally fine. I really love in the end how this page turns out. It is very busy, very colourful, but I really do like it, I think. So I can't remember if I shared in the beginning or not, but I am actually playing along with one of the CSI challenges as well. So Cut2U is one of the major sponsors over there, and this is, I think, case file 338 off the top of my maybe. I'm pretty sure the picture's right at the beginning anyway. So I have seen this technique done a number of times, and I've always been a bit chicken and what if I mess it up? So I just went for it. And when if I mess it up, it's a piece of white cardstock and I can go over it, I can start again, I can something. So those colours are very, very vibrant. As you can see, they are acrylic paint, and because I am brayering them on, they dry super quick because they're super thin. It did turn out more orange than I had anticipated, but that's okay. I'm going to go back in with some yellow, as you just saw. The colours I'm using are both Vicky Bruton colours. And yeah, you can see I've just sprayed those straight on. Then I was like, this is way too bright. What am I going to do? So I added some white, I think that's Dina Wakley paint. And then I went straight back over the top with more yellow. And I'm pretty happy with how that's looking at the moment. I was a bit terrified because it is very bold, very colourful. But yeah, it's fun. So I've got my painted background, which is essentially almost completely dry. And I am now going to use those same paint colours with some water and add some splatters. Just mixing that up and going splatter crazy. I'm going to go in with the orange, the yellow, and I think I come back in with white as well from memory. The yellow doesn't stand out all that much. It is a bit of a subtle detail. I thought that it might stand out a bit more, but then realised that I put the yellow over the top of the white. Oh, no grey yet. That's right. So I have got my lead pencil here, and I'm just marking out roughly where all of my pieces are going to go. Trying to find a way to move this cut file without moving every single individual piece, but that's okay. And I'm going to come in here with a grey ink. This is a new stamp for me. I don't think it has actually been used before. It is a second-hand new stamp that hasn't been used. And you can see I'm just testing in the middle there to make sure I'm happy with the colour that I've picked. And I am, so I'm just going to go around the edges and stamp. I just wanted to create a really messy, mixed media-y, fun background. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm like, yep, loving that so far. What am I going to do now? Oh, I wanted to add something behind my photo because I felt like with the yellow at the back, the yellow was kind of getting lost, and I really wanted that yellow to be a real feature because I love it. You can see here I'm playing with different patterns. Then I found this piece of dark grey cardstock, which I'm like, yep, winner. Trim that down, and I'm going to go through and distress all the edges here. This bit is super sped up for you because it is not that exciting, but I'm just going to, like I said, distress all those edges and all these papers as well. Remember in the beginning when I said it's permanent but not straight away? So I was able to pull them apart so that I could add my distressing. can add layers how I want them. So some foam right behind my photo. And then onto the grey. So that's from the cut apart, one of the cut apart sheets in the collection. Then I realised that this white was kind of blending in, so I've added a black border. I found the Faber-Castell Pitt pen. This is the small tip. I really, really like it. You can see my little piece of grey cardstock there that I tested white pens on. I had a few issues. So you can see I'm just adding a messy white border. I did create this a little while ago, and then I'm going to go around and do the same on my big star here. I'm not being too careful, but I found that that first one, the colour was just fading, so going back around, I am doing like a double messy line all the way around. I thought the white would look really good on the wood grain. And then I'm going to also add some splatters with my paint pen, giving it a good shake. And I'm going to pop that aside to dry. I've got my white India ink here for some white splatters. I've done lots to this background. That's why it looks so busy. But like I said, I'm really happy with it. So what I've got here is a really, really dark grey. It's not black, it's a very, very dark grey. I've mixed my black and my white India ink together just to add some more depth, not dimension, to my background here with some of those dark grey splatters. Pop that aside to dry. And I decided that my white title needed something. I did think about painting it, but then decided that I would outline it again with that black fine tip Faber-Castell, whatever it's called. If you want the details, let me know. So I went all the way around the word happy, and I'm going to go around the inside of the letters as well on birthday. And I just feel like that gives it a little bit more weight on the page. Also, to add a bit more weight to the page, I'm going to pop this up. And I do only add dimension to the word birthday. Coming back to my background, or my splatters are dry, I think, or maybe they're not by the way that I'm holding that, and just adding in a messy border. So I decide to stick this to my photo when it is not attached to my background, which I don't know if that was the smartest thing I've ever done, but I make it work in the end. It's the important thing. Oh no, look, I do add foam. Oh, and I add 2 layers of foam. I'm like, oh dear, it's gonna go over the edge. What am I gonna do? So I'm gonna stick my mixed media to my frame here. Just using my wet glue. And I've applied the glue closer to the cuts on the inside so that I can mess up the edges. And you can see there that I have actually gone in and distressed the edges of that white cardstock. It then matches all the layers around my photo, but it also takes away that really harsh line where it's really obvious that I haven't quite sized my things correctly. So you can see me just playing there with the placement, trying to get it in just the right place, and then I realised that it's all well and good getting that in the right place, but you don't have your stars there yet. So I'm going to chop these off, and I mostly did that because I am going to be layering my photo over the top, and I don't want the extra dimension behind the photo with those stars as well. So I have very carefully removed my photo and title, and I'm using my fine liner here to stick down my big star. I thought I was recording and I wasn't, but so I've stuck everything down. I thought I was done here. I've gone back through with, no, I didn't think I was done. I went back through with my black pen as well, you can see, and I've done some scribbles. They actually all say 10, but I just really like the extra that it adds. I've also done a little bit of doodling in some of the areas as well, and I'm just going to do a little bit of embellishing. I actually ran out of room on my phone, so you can see all of the embellishments and everything in the close-ups here. I will make sure I leave a link to CSI in the description box below as well. This was super fun. I've also gone in with my white pen and done some scribbles and 10s and stuff as well. I've used the clear stickers from the Legendary collection and the word phrase stickers. I just kept adding stuff. So it's a very busy page, but I really love it. I feel like it really represents the photo as well from the challenge. So yeah, I hope that this inspires you to play along. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I shall see you again very soon with another share.